Okay, I don't often do this. This is a new one for me, to be perfectly honest. Um, but I hadn't done this in a while. I uploaded anything, to be fair, and this has been a long time coming. As you can see, I'm in a new space. This is the new studio. Built it myself, and it's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. We might go into that briefly, just to allow people to show up if anyone's going to. My channel's been dead for some time, so we'll see how this goes. But so we moved into a new place a few months ago, and I've always said that if I move into a new place, I want to take some time to really get the studio built and get everything set up the way I want it. The last studio I was in, I built close to 20 years ago, and it's had a few different iterations and stuff like that. So this one, I wanted to make sure that I used everything I learned from the last space to sort of set it up the way I want. First things first, air conditioning. That was a real problem. If you go back and watch a lot of my earlier videos, pretty sweaty. Also, things like just cable management, having I custom built my desk that I'm sitting at so that my studio monitors would be appropriately positioned, and all my cable management would be hidden, and a bunch of things. I got my little keyboard under here, as I always do. The only thing I've got to manage is a little bit of camera bounce, but I'll get to that. So here we are. Jump in the chat if there's any issues. Like I said, I don't typically do this, so I just want to know that all the audio and stuff's coming through clean. So hit me up. All right, there we go. I'm just playing around with some settings there. Okay. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the studio build. At what you can see behind me over here, this whole wall here and the wall behind you, I had to build myself. We're actually in a big double garage. The room's actually, it's a lot bigger than it looks on camera, funnily enough. The camera tends to shrink everything down. But, it's just built to my specifications. Is it a perfect studio? No. There's probably a little bit too much reverb still. I've got to do some acoustic treatment in here as well. But the idea is it's functional for my purposes. It's soundproof enough. These walls you see here and here are the ones that are facing people externally. So this one faces the street. The one behind you faces the neighbor. And so my primary concern was to make sure that I didn't any sound going in those directions. Just to not annoy neighbors and things like that. The neighborhood's pretty quiet. I have no problems recording vocals and stuff in here without any real hassles and stuff like that. But basically I've spent the last 3 weeks building, painting, plastering, getting air conditioning installed and doing all of this stuff. And to be honest, I'm tired, really tired. But you know what? I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back online. Oh, hello, L&D Minor. Hey, how you doing? Marshall, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So, so like I said, this is not something I typically do. I usually record my videos and go live. But, I figured, well, I'll test out the new space, see how it looks on camera and stuff like that. But you know what? Let's just, I don't know, maybe I should just jump into a music reaction. That seems like something that you would do on something like this. So, I don't know. Well, since Elle's here, Elle, have you got any recommendations about maybe a Ren video I haven't tackled? I'm sure you'll come up with something. It's been a minute, and I've missed a lot of great content. That's been the tragic part of all of this. I've literally been off, I was off YouTube for a couple of months before we sort of sold our house and bought this new house. And so, then there was, packing down the studio. I didn't have a studio for some time, and then moving here and then building a new studio. It's been crazy. Back on 74. All right, I'll check that out. And so, having so much downtime, I don't even know where to start. There's been so much amazing content that's kind of gone past me that I haven't had a chance to tackle. And even then, people who have been around on the channel know that I dialed it back a little bit prior to that as well. I used to upload a video every 3 days. Now it's sort of became sort of weekly. and then it became, you know, bi-weekly. It's a whole thing. Hang on, which bi-weekly is it? Bi-weekly is twice a week, or is it every 2 weeks? You guys can debate that on your own. I'm going to check out back on 74. Hang on. Let's see. I was going to have Sleep Token Windward, but you know what? Let's. Oh, don't want any spoilers. And 4. Let's check it out. Have I done this one? I feel like I've done this one. We're going to have to investigate. This is how long it's been. Hang on. Maybe not. It looks familiar though. Maybe I've watched it. Yeah. Okay. That's where I'm at now. I've made so many videos. I got to Google myself to find out whether or not I've done it. Yeah, maybe I'll Fred again mashup. Yeah, maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe not. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I clearly don't remember it. So if I have seen it, there's just something about that intro that's familiar. That's all. Let's check it out. Hey, Jed, how you doing, man? Ah. How's the music coming through? Is it all right? Can't hear the audio. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that. Why? Hang on. Let me get my mixer. This happened last time I tried to live stream. There's got to be a reason. Just going to advanced audio properties, desktop audio. Maybe I've got to drum it into one as well. Let me tell me if you're hearing this. If that don't change what I think now, we were talking about the same crime, but we don't hide when it rains now. I learned my lesson at the same time. Okay, good. Did it go back on 74? Yeah, okay. All right. You know what? Let's give Ren the respect he deserves and jump back to the start. Here we go. Love that he's one of the few artists that has the audacity to just do videos live. So cool. Used to be called talent, you know. Keep it rocking, doing the same thing. We get high on the breakdown, and we were watching from the same time. But that don't change what I think now. We were talking about the same crime, but we don't hide when it rains now. I learned my lesson at the same time. Where did it go? Back on 74. It's like butter, isn't it, man? Never gonna cry anymore. Where did it all go? Wait, you know what? I've said this before about. Okay, I've said this before about Ren a million times, but there's definitely, for me anyway, there's influence from Lauryn Hill. And I mean, I think he's even said this. I called it out on one of his other videos. I think Murderer, maybe, something like that. And it's just one of those, need to raise Ren's audio, lower Ren's audio or raise yours. Okay, so let me check. Maybe my mic's too low. See, this is why we do this, man. TV problems. But my mic's actually a little bit low. Let me have a look at that. Two. Turn that up a little bit. Two. Yep. Is that better? How's that? Yeah? All right, I'm just going to leave it like that. It looks like it's metering better anyway. So yeah, getting back to Lauryn Hill, it's if you've listened to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, there's a couple of tracks with harmonies that sound very much like this. Not only like the harmonization, but just the particularly that higher sort of descant part that almost sounds like a falsetto from one of the female singers, like a head voice kind of sound. It's like more so the style and the color of it, the texture, the flavor, the smoothness that, you know, just really sort of getting back to reminds me of that album. You know?
Keep it rocking, doing the same thing. We get high on the breakdown. We were watching from the same time, but that don't change what I think.
You gonna go there, or is it just gonna just
people talking about the same ground, but we don't hop when it rains down. I learn my lesson at the same time. Where did it go?
This is a cover, right? I'm you know, I forgive my ignorance. I know this is probably a cover, but has anyone, if you've heard the original, let us know if that sort of arrangement, the vocal arrangement, is based on that original one, or is it very much kind of, I guess, improvised as part of this arrangement? I'm not familiar with it. Obviously, I know the Police.
Never gonna cry anymore. Where did it let it go? Let it go. 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 Let's take 'em back to 17-4, inherently poor, myself on the breakdown. Talk is secondary, first my specialty, naughty bars on the rap like nicotine, sound so addicting, click, zibble, flip, caddy, daddy, hit the green, soak up dopamine, I mean dope scheme, take more head than the blade of a guillotine, Filipina, you should have seen her, she likes girls but I turn Tina, Angelina, wanna raid her tomb, Ocarina, with the Zelda moves, sound so smooth, wax strip groove, don't stay still, wanna make that move, thought for food, colour scheme nude, massive like jungle, shy but rude, and the world is yours, that's a Nas shout out with an awkward pause. Cause the world is flawed when the power makes money and the money makes wars. And the world is more than a place in space on a spinning ball. And for now that's all, back to 1974. Back on 74.
Very cool, right? Really cool.
Call this place my home. Never gonna cry anymore. Where did it all go?
It's the kind of thing you can only get when everyone's jamming, man. Like, you know, they're just bouncing off each other.
Just a lonely day, and all lost at sea. Another cast away. Nobody
With
here
some lyrics,
but
that's right.
me. More loneliness than any man could bear.
Ren has that sort of sting kind of flavor in his voice, doesn't he? In this one.
Into despair, sending out an SOS, sending out an SOS, sending out an SOS, water, yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. You know, like, this is what I find really cool about this is Ren, he has this ability to move between so many different things conceptually, right? Some of his stuff is just hardcore old school rap. Some of it is very deep and touching and you know, moody, tear jerking. And then there's other things that are kind of lighthearted. And then this is kind of like the busker Ren, where he's, you know, this is the kind of thing you'd see him do live on, you know, in where is he from, Blackpool or whatever, on the street. My dog is, are you okay? That's Missy in the background. She's having a cough. Yeah, it's like his ability to basically do anything and just be this musical chameleon is so impressive. And it's, yeah, genreless. That's a perfect analogy. Like, everything has Ren's very specific flavor on it, but at the same time, he's just fearless in doing anything and giving anything a try. And I mean, for me personally, the ones that really inspire me are like Jenny and Screech. To this day, probably one of my most favorite reactions, because I had no idea he's genre fluid. I honestly had no idea what to expect with that one. I went in completely blind and it just emotionally annihilated me. Same with things like Money Game, you know, mostly 2 and 3, just spectacularly emotionally driven pieces that are, you know, there's certain element of holding the mirror up to society and almost like protesting greed and inequality and things like that, but in a way that doesn't feel tired and frustrating and annoying. It's because he doesn't point the finger at anyone. He just explains the situation and the situation we're in without laying blame, except for obviously like extreme capitalism and greed, right? But, you know, there's no specific politics involved. It's just explaining the nature of the beast. And that's fascinating. But then there's the busker Ren, who can just go out on a Saturday, hang out in the plaza with his exceptionally talented musical friends and just do his own thing, you know, and just do these great, amazing covers that are, again, he's not, a lot of musicians when they're doing covers are affected by the originals to the point of it has to sound like the original or everyone's going to hate it. Whereas Ren is so musically alive that he can project himself onto anything and make it work. You know, him and his cohort of musician friends, you know, they're just so good at just creating like their own genre, I suppose, using all of the collective elements of the songs that exist, like this, for example, and mixing these two songs together into a medley is really nice. But again, this is the kind of thing where you can just check in, you can enjoy it. It's casual. It sounds like you're at a, you know, you've walked into on a Sunday afternoon, you've walked into a pub and there's a musical act playing and you're like, oh God, another musical act. And, you know, sit there. And then 5 minutes later, you realize you've been watching them and you can't take your eyes off them. And you're like, these guys get it. They really exist in the music. They really feel every element of the music and it just flows through them effortlessly. And that's kind of what this is. And I loved the interplay between everybody, to be honest, but the vocalists towards the end when they were ad-libbing a little, you could see them vibing with each other and playing with the notes and, you know, the inflections and things like that so beautifully and richly. You'll notice if you go back and watch through his bass player there, again, excuse me if I don't know the names. I'm terrible with names and stuff like that. Is he the guy who's normally in the band with him? I'm not sure. But he's locking eyes with Ren the whole time, watching for cues and stuff. That's how you know this is kind of something that they've probably, this may be like take 7, you know, I don't know, but it's something that they've put together and they've jammed on and just, they liked it so much that, oh, thank you so much. I just got a donation. This is cool. I don't normally go live and I don't know what to expect. It's all brand new. But yeah, so to me, the beauty of Ren is that he can make you laugh, he can make you cry, he can just make you sit there in awe at some cool, you know, like a turn of phrase in one of his raps will just twist your mind into knots because it has 3 separate meanings, you know? And the problem with doing reaction videos inherently is that you sort of gloss over it in one take and you go, man, that was really cool. And I know that you're all there watching me. You've watched the song 100 times. You've seen other people react to it and you're yelling at me for not picking up on something that I'll probably pick up on subsequent viewings. So, you know, 2 or 3 views from now, I'll be like, how did I miss that? The amount of times, honestly, I'm doing a reaction video and, you know, as I'm editing it, I'm like, God, how did I miss that? You know, there's such big push. Thank you. The name The Big Push was just literally just bouncing around in my head and I just couldn't grab it. Oh my God. The title of this stream is PrymalChaos Spirit Box Rotoscope. Let me change that. Ren Stream. There we go. Just bear with me for 1 second. Again, I don't do this admin stuff that much. PrymalChaos. Let's make it a Ren stream. How's that sound? Okay, safe. There we go. There we go. So I'm just trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Husking Band. We'll be back together this summer. Cool. Are they going to tour or are they just going to keep doing the same thing? Kai, part of Ren's crew, but doesn't normally perform with Ren. Oh, okay. Oh, no way. Okay, Cujo Beatdown. Another one that came, like, man, that was the turning point for me. Like, I think the video I titled my reaction Ren's villain arc, right? Because Ren is typically a pacifist, an extremely chill guy, but if you mess with his babies, which is his music, he's going to come for you and he's going to be ruthless. And again, that was another facet of him that I really enjoyed. I'm trying to think, there's definitely more Ren videos I missed. Is there something about a studio or a mic or something? Oh, hey. Thanks, Jed. You don't have to. I appreciate it, though. Thank you so much. What's it called? Hang on, let me just look up Ren. Oh, those harmonies, man. Wow. Ren. Da, 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 da. Videos. Watch me click around like an old man. Sick Boy Live. Wow, I've missed so much, dude. Fire in the Booth. It's behind the scenes. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't think I've seen Slaughterhouse. Man, I've missed so much content. Wow. Cujo Beatdown I'm familiar with. Fire in the Booth. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to take a gamble on this and assume that this is going to be more along the lines of so what is this? Oh, is this the right video?
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Where's that sample from? I know that sample. In the Booth freestyle. So, oh, okay, right. So this is it a regular show that he appeared on? Is that what this is? Honor being on the show. Appreciate it. Was buzzed to do it till the next one. Okay, right. So this Fire in the Booth is a show that he appeared on. All right, cool. I thought it was a track. Okay, let's find out. So is this one of these ones where it's just all improvised, like freestyle rapping? Is that what they do? You know what? There's one way to find out. I do like an intro with a big explosion. Which reminds me to have it.
PrymalChaos.
Okay, all right, here we go.
I know you're gonna dig this.
This one's gonna be fun. All the views in this video.
Hey, now this one here, I've been waiting for this one. This guy is one of the most exciting artists on the planet right now. I can't lie. I feel like this one gonna be
right.
special.
So it's not freestyled. Okay.
Straight out of Wales. My guy Ren is in the building.
Hello.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Now it's time to rumble.
Come on, it's good to be here, Charlie.
Ren!
go.
I've been waiting for this, bro! I'm excited!
I need an echo like that on my mic.
I'm on search for brighter days. Skies are always gray in places we come from. Yeah. Come what will, come what may, I found a way to face those things that I run from. Yeah. So just the other day, I was back with the lads, fighting the booth. It popped up on my Instagram, open DM, it said, boy, come and bring the gang. So we came through. Wait, this is true. Charlie hit me up, he said he want me in the booth. The only time I'm in the booth is doing Charlie in the loot. I hit the homie back and I said, how can I refuse? And now it's lost. Sick boy sounded so smooth with the boom bap shit. Monkey to gorilla, the King Kong thunder drums like Jay Dilla on the throat gets slit. Freddy cut scissor, click, click, empty the clip, reload trigger, boom. I fell out of the womb, riding broomstick broom, so a snitch gets gripped like the Quidditch snitch do. Ever sick, boy, sicker than who? Salvador, Dali paint, and fire in that. A loose screw with a few million views, playing who's who, bloody me cause it's not you. Does it move you from the knee down to your shoe? Like Kung Fu, Chun-Li, Big Sonic Boom, a combo every you can. Shoot how you can, like Ryu and Ken. M. by Sen, Fa Blanca, blank stand. Akuma with the pen, force of goo can. Is it Ren? Does it bang like Skang? When adrenaline ends, will the men defend the ends? Extend revenge, cleanse these soul, repent. Lord, forgive my sins, hell in heaven sent. World, top of the world, wide web earth. Over the top, I drop a rockin', bobbin', dropping hop since birth. Mother reverse, verb in a hearse, and top of the level, the time for the words. Wait, fuck doing double time shit, let me spit. It's the tale of the amazing Spike the rank. I'm an 8-bar, 8-arm up.
Look, I mean, again, you guys know me. I'm not a huge rap guy, but I do pay attention. And, you know, it's funny that like this pentameter, this double time sort of thing, and, you know, dropping back into a triplet every once in a while, you know, it's kind of one of those things that's a trend, you know. And I just can't say them fast enough. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, and there's this sort of, I mean, ever since Rap God came out, Eminem's Rap God, and I mean, other people were known for doing that prior to that. That's the one that sort of brought it more to the mainstream, I guess. Is that let's see how many lyrics we can fit into a bar of music and for how long we can do it without taking a breath. Is kind of like everyone's trying to set world records rather than, you know, rapping and coming up with clever stuff. Don't get me wrong, Rap God is clever as well. You know, Eminem is great. He's, you know, many rappers out there will tell you he's the greatest of all time. I don't know enough about rap to know if that's true. However, you know, Ren, again, Fugees, Lauryn Hill, old school rap. And you can tell by the choice of beats, again, that he's not about modern, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to, you know, he's I don't even know with rap if he's trying to push the boundaries. I think he is because he's sort of leaning into it with a very unique, original voice and style, and also trying to keep it old school and have that sort of old school flavor with maybe some modern concepts to rap about more than anything. But, oh boy, you know, yeah, Ren adores Lauryn Hill, yeah. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, she went a little bit crazy, let's be honest. But look, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, The Score, were really the gateway. I mean, the Fugees, The Score was the gateway for me for rap. And you know, my taste in music is so scattered. I'm all over the place. So it's one of those things where, you know, I'm not a rap guy. I'm not a symphonic metal guy. I'm an everything guy. And everybody says, oh, I like everything. But not to the degree I do. I think maybe it comes from a background in production and stuff like that. You can find the joy of music in everything. It doesn't matter if it's the fringiest cringe pop music, or like the most mainstream pop music, or, you know, really extreme esoteric stuff, or, you know, beautiful artistic artists like Aurora and people like that, or Hailong, for example. I love all that stuff. Ren, he's, you know, I love that he sort of dabbled in this Fire in the Booth, just that last sort of verse. He was dabbling in, I can do this shit too, but you know what? I like to keep it old school. I like to sit in my pocket and do my own thing. Let's jump back a little bit.
The pen, force of goo can. Is it Ren? Does it bang like Skang? When adrenaline ends, will the men defend the ends? Extend revenge, cleanse these soul, repent. Lord, forgive my sins, hell in heaven sent. World, top of the world, wide web earth. Over the top, I drop a rockin', bobbin', dropping hop since birth. Mother reverse, verb in a hearse, and top of the level, the time for the words. Wait, fuck doing double time shit, let me spit. It's the tale of the amazing Spike the rank. I'm an 8-bar, 8-arm up gun, smoking eighth with my mate when it's 8 p.m. Yeah, I ate like an ape, I'm an 8 and Flip the A on its side like Infinity Stone. Finna be the baddest rapper, anonymity, no affinity for masculinity, Sylvester Stallone.
That's how you
Smoke
know
a
it's
half,
banging,
Fanta
because you
Rocky,
got
flip
the guy
up
seriously
KSKO.
going.
If you know, you know, I got soldier flow. That's a .50, that's a sniper scope. Take the sniper scope, point it at 5-0. The body decays like it's an isotope. With a 10-year half-life, you decade. So in 10 years' time, you'll be half your weight. That's a 10-year chance, you'll have half a brain. Let me speed that up, let me Kurt Cobain.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
He's heating up. Let's go, Ren, let's go.
Swing war hammer like I'm Thor, banner, I'm a Mordor, honey.
I'll jump back. Don't panic. It's funny, you know, because to me, when I was watching Jenny and Screech and stuff like that, and I got this impression that Ren is like a minstrel, like a traveling minstrel. He tells stories. He's a storyteller. I've also considered that he's more of like a beat poet more than a rapper, right? He's telling tales of people and feelings and emotions and situations rather than how much cash he's getting and what kind of car he's driving, right? And hearing that sort of double bass, like sort of, I can't think of the name of the type of rhythm they're playing, but it's like a salsa or a Latin groove, right? And again, this harkens back to 90s. They were really experimenting with Latin grooves in hip hop and you know, New York and soul and stuff like that back in the 90s. And I think that's where Ren got a bit of a taste for this stuff. But let's jump back, because that I hear suddenly he's not a rapper, he's a beat poet.
Half your way, that's a 10-year chance, you'll have half a brain. Let me speed that up, let me Kurt Cobain. Wow. Yeah.
He's heating up. Let's go, Ren, let's go.
Swing war hammer like I'm Thor, banner, I'm a Mordor, honey man, body bag and tag a man, rearrange a man's face, fuck say anagram, put it back together like a game of Scrabble and nothing. Outside everything, underhand, underneath the table, no label, that's contraband. Fable of Babel, it confuses my gang, so ambitious, was that part of God's plan? I am, frightening like attack on the Titan, biting Titan, Levi, Aquaman, Batman, down when Bruce met Superman, G's. Man got steez, man got bars and the bars make cheese, man gets fees for a feature, please, man spreads bars like the STDs, man makes peas and frozen greens, man's bar like a field of sheep, got more bars than Ibiza streets, man's bar sweet like they Cadbury's.
Where is he getting these samples?
Fresh like flesh on cold ice, assess and throw dice, distress like Preston Smith West inside of your head, the chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead. Grip, then it's click and I clack it. Can you swim, mate? Is your body aquatic? Keep it out frank with a shank in the attic. Man gets spanked with a flashbang banging.
You know the difference between someone like Ren and someone like you and I writing lyrics is that if I was writing a song, I'd be happy with, you know, put a gun to your head, right? And he's got Smith and, what did he say? He's referencing gun brands. You know, like it's not enough to say the broad strokes. You've got to get into the nitty gritty of whatever it is you're describing. And you go, okay, gun, throw that away. Firearm, throw that away. Pistol, throw that away. What else is left? Is the Smith & Wesson, that'll fit. How can I fit that in with something else? Because it's almost like when I'm writing lyrics, and, you know, I've written some reasonably good lyrics, but I wouldn't consider myself an amazing lyricist. First draft always feels good enough. When you're someone like Ren, it always feels like he's writing the first draft and he's throwing it away and he's going, we can do better. And he's going deeper and more granular and more interesting and more specific. And boy, oh boy, man. You know, that's what sets him apart. It's what sets any great lyricist or rapper apart. I mean, Leonard Cohen, whoever, it doesn't matter. They won't stick with the path of least resistance. They'll push harder and deeper and get into, you know, the clay of like digging a little bit under the surface and getting that clay layer where there's the real sort of art, the real strokes of genius.
Man makes peas and frozen greens. Man's bar like a field of sheep. Got more bars than Ibiza streets. Man's bar sweet like they Cadbury's. G's fresh like flesh on cold ice. Assess and throw dice. Distress like Preston Smith West inside of your head. The chamber jeweled lead, one move and you're dead. Grip, then it's click and I clack it. Can you swim, mate? Is your body aquatic? Keep it out frank with a shank in the attic. Man gets spanked with a flashbang banging. Orangutan, a manga fan, a manic, a hero, cat's a hero up the planet. Test So Washima, come Kyoko, come to reload. The future looks cold. Break modes, calibrate so caliber roll. You're to meet to strike when the iron is cold. Iron is hot, I connect the dots, disconnect your spine, reconnect. Duplo, Lego, Kinects, I break up. Attack the block, a toxic shock, wake up. New drop drops like a hot rock blam. Pass to the left to your right hand, men like headshot, faded. I strip your bitch naked. Sick boys, wasted. Adderall, purple, hey shit. Condom, large size. Finger your mom in Five Guys. Calm down, play nice. Or don't you pussy, stay right there.
Couldn't it be somewhere better than Five Guys? Five Guys is great, but boy, oh boy. One thing I wanted to bring up throughout that, there was so many rhythmic changes, and the way he can bounce around. Again, sorry, my dog's barking again. The way he's bouncing around to different rhythmic flavors is indicative of somebody who's a musician. This is the difference between a traditional rapper and someone like Ren, is because Ren is so good at sitting in the groove and sitting in the pocket musically on his guitar and, you know, whoever else he's composing, that he can swing a beat really nicely and sit in a pocket and, you know, and not rely on the typical sort of 4/4 rhythmic sort of pentameter, you know, of traditional rap.
Large size, finger your mom in Five Guys. Calm down, play nice. Or don't you pussy, stay right there in the crosshair. Die in the cross like a Jesus. Dad, with a hole in his head. Hands make money when I need the bread. Man gets hungry so I feed him lead. Can I get a 3.5 on the thread? Red Dead Redemption, I fled dimensions. My head was tense and I bled for vengeance. But introspection, but new direction. A reconception of rhyme selection. Flick a cigarette, already lit up the next one. Drive by, glide, slide, I'm that next one. One how they wonder how we flow so dumb. Slow down words. We become harder, we become faster. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armor. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Pull the Shankartha from the stone sharper. Parker pen master, Tony Star smart with an iron heart. Art to be dastardly smarter than Harvard degree. See me, MC squared. Wanna follow me, wanna be, never wanna be, honor me. I'm a monetary prodigy of biology, baby.
So he's going back to the double time again. Give me 1 second. I've got to close the door because this dog is driving me crazy. All right, I'm back. I'm so sorry. That was distracting. Okay, let me jump back because that double time was fire, man.
Bled for vengeance, but introspection, but new direction. A reconception of rhyme selection. Flick a cigarette, already lit up the next one. Drive by, glide, slide, I'm that next one. One how they wonder how we flow so dumb. Slow down words. We become harder, we become faster. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armor. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Pull the Shankartha from the stone sharper. Parker pen master, Tony Star smart with an iron heart. Art to be dastardly smarter than Harvard degree. See me, MC squared. Wanna follow me, wanna be, never wanna be, honor me. I'm a monetary prodigy of biology, baby. Raised on a diet full of Wu-Tang and shady. Busy and some Wizzy and some Pack and some Jay-Z. 50 and some Missy and some K-Dot tasty. Don't forget the plan B, that's what made me. Chop it up, then mop it up, the cadences are crazy. Knocking up a Molotov, the big boom, baby. Bang, 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 bangers on the daily. Fuck all that singing shit. Really come harder, really come faster. Just a Welsh boy sipping on a can of lager. Come from the Celtic, knights in armor. Come from the valleys where we all go harder. Smoking on a spliff, singing Curry and Biff. I'ma leave you with this, cause I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music here. I give it as a gift, it was mine, it is yours now. Smoking on a spliff, singing Curry and Biff. Leave you with this, cause I'm getting pretty bored now. I live just to feel the music here, and I give it as a gift, it was mine, it is yours now. Ay.
Perfect.
Bring it back.
Wow. Ready to build it! Hey, I knew I decided for this for a reason! Hey, you are something else, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Something else. Wow. Damn. Woo. Like,
Damn, man.
I've been
Like,
excited
honestly,
about this for a long time.
like Ren, obviously he composed this for this, right? Maybe some of these rhymes he had popping around in his head for a while, but to be able to just deliver it flawlessly in one take is... Man, I don't even know the lyrics to my own songs, and they're basic. This is great. Boy, oh boy. All right, let's keep going. So what do they talk about? Oh, okay, that's a close-up.
Now this one here,
No!
I've been waiting. Wow.
There we
Wow.
Hey, Karen, how you doing? Nice to see you.
I've been excited about this for a long time.
It's good to be here, mate. It's good to be here.
Like you are skilled on a different level.
Hang on. Trishy Wishy 01. Oxygen's for losers. Let me see if I got this right. That is a reference to Red Dwarf. Am I getting that right? Because I just remember when I was a kid, I don't know much Red Dwarf, but I saw one episode where somebody says oxygen's for losers and then explodes in space, right? He did this live on his Dead Wax show too. Okay, right on. I got it. It is. Man, again, I only watched a handful of Red Dwarf episodes as a kid, but that's a deep cut, man. Wow.
It's been a long time coming, man. I've been watching the show for a while, man. I've been watching the show for a while.
You are so talented.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
I actually think you might be an alien. I'm not even joking.
Alien. Yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, bro, that was special.
Thank
I appreciate
you, man.
you coming through, man.
Thank you for having me here, Charlie. Thank you.
And you see that right there? That right there is what we call fire in the booth. Another special moment. This is one that people go and talk about for a minute.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Now make sure you click here to subscribe to the channel. It's so important that you subscribe. Subscribing keeps me alive. Click here.
That reminds me, anyone who's not subscribed, please click subscribe. I know most of you probably are. But yeah, it's funny. You know what? You think you're doing real good, and then you look in your YouTube stats, and it tells you exactly how many of your viewers are subscribed, and it's really depressing sometimes. It's like, why are you even doing this? But look, you know, I appreciate every one of you. It's fantastic to get on here and engage in the comments and stuff like that. Let me see. I might have time for one more. Let's see what else Ren's done that I have missed. Let's see. When Sick Boy hit #1, I saw that video. That was so cool. What about Slaughterhouse? Should I do that? I don't think I've seen that. That's a short one. I saw Julia back. Yes. You know what? I'm not going to go so far as to say Julia is a friend of mine, but we've definitely had some interactions in the past. She is every bit of a wonderful person that you would imagine her to be. So beautiful and helpful. Like, you know, in fact, I did hundreds of YouTube reaction videos without really monetizing anything because it was just complicated. I didn't like the risk of losing my channel. It's a very slippery sort of place if you're not familiar. And it's real easy to get, you know, every video you do immediately gets demonetized and all that sort of stuff. So Julia obviously made friends with Elizabeth from The Charismatic Voice, who showed her exactly what to do. And Julia passed that information on to me as well, and how to sort of get around that. Not in a dodgy way, but like, honestly, all of the publishers will immediately challenge everything that's a copyright infringement from their perspective, whether it's fair use or not. And you have to challenge that. And you also have to take a reprimand, and you have to wait for it to basically, for them to lose interest in order for you to monetize the video. And again, I don't like exploiting artists. Ren obviously is a different story. He loves reactions and he loves supporting us as reactors. But for the most part, it's like pulling teeth trying to get your videos monetized as a reactor. And so Julia was really helpful. We had a few chats. She's also responsible. A couple of years ago, I did live interviews at Good Things Festival here in Australia, and I got to interview a couple of international acts and stuff. Julia had done it prior, and she again gave me some tips on how to get involved in that, which I thought, you know, her channel being 250,000 subs, mine at the time was about 14,000. And I'm like, is it really worth me emailing? She's going, do it. You need to get involved and do that stuff. And so that was really good. I'm really happy to see her back. Yeah, so that's my little Julia story. Let's jump into Slaughterhouse because I haven't heard this, and I'll have to wrap it up pretty soon, but
Somebody, anyone help. Anyone help, I've been going through hell. Hell, I've been going through. Hell, I've been going through. I've been at odds with myself. I've been so lost in my health. I've been feeling like deleting myself. Man, I've been going through hell.
Walls are closing for the chosen bodies.
I have to recenter myself for this one, I think. Oh my God. Let's go back again because there's some darkness in this one. And I'm going to have to recenter myself to really appreciate this because, you know, we all know Ren struggles with his health. And
Somebody, anyone help, I've been going through hell. Hell, I've been going through. Hell, I've been going through. I've been at odds with myself. I've been so lost in my health. I've been feeling like deleting myself. Man, I've been going through hell.
Walls are closing for the chosen. Bodies ripped up, zipped and frozen. One by one we'll all fall down. Welcome to the slaughterhouse.
Crawl over shards of shattered glass, a masterclass of surviving inside a plaster cast. Martial artist, arc of asylum, nice darkest, half-heartedly, haphazardly start this. Shallow tombs, open wounds that don't heal, cold steel incision, a mind made a molehill. Through fields of the valley of doubt, I pass out, revive with the mouth to mouth, I stay locomotion, move with a chokehold, goalpost moving, grow up then grow old. Hocus pocus, voodoo and black holes. Tobacco, I light up with my hat low. The last of the prophets, heaven's
Wait, are they all Rens?
roaming the earth with a severed wing, while the sword of Damocles is beckoning, hackling thoughts that torture porcelain skin. Who's the kingdom come king that brings the contrast to conquer his sins I bring? Whispers caught by the wind aboard the fetus, and here lies the body of Ren. And pain makes men out of boys that were lost, it's across to the homies. And some get body bags, it rag tagged, and it still hurts low key. These concrete streets breed wolves from sheep in the land of the holy. And the legend don't die, I love that guy, this one's for the broskies. Paddle to metal, you know how he the devil and Jezebel coming for you. A jackal is hiding inside of my taking your rosy cheeks, painting them blue, turning your clique into skeleton crew, stripping the soul from the base of your shoes. So watch my tongue, my words are laced with I'm lying in truth, it's a fire in the booth. Switch up the star like biceps, impress your heavy lift, tricep, bicep, I flex the thunder and lightning, writing on Tesla. Connect directly, horse disconnect. Working in a lab, a mad bad lad Dexter, coming for your neck, the head that collector. 1,000,000 degrees, graduate semester. A bullet in the knee till you kneel to the emperor. They say, he
What a
say,
great
she say.
line.
People like to bicker as humanity erodes. OKK with an AK pointed at the KKK. That's how you kill a ghost. Killer goes, giddy sick of the most. I keep be quicker on the trigger, click, empty chamber, fill it, reload. I cock it and hold, bullet in the chamber, explode, and burrow through the pricks, go, let's go. Welcome to the slaughterhouse, soccer making crack. When I spread, that's the bread, and the butter and I bled. For the love of music dead, undercover, tell the coroner I left. Resurrect, motherfucker, G. Sick, yeah, I'm sick. I think I told you that I'm sick. Sucker click, and when I pull up on your click, click, homicidal traumatic. Welcome to the slaughterhouse, bitch.
So I wish at this particular juncture that I could come up with some sort of a deep analysis of what that was about. I mean, obviously it's about Ren going through the pain and trauma of his Lyme disease and everything, and sometimes I guess feeling like it's all too much. And then, you know, sometimes that pressure creates diamonds, but, you know, it's still, after a lot of time, it's still a lot of pressure, right? And it's deep. It's one of those ones, you guys are going to know better than me about this one, because it's one of those ones I think you've got to ingest it and really ruminate on it several times to really sort of get the interpretation out of it. And for me, I've said this before, but I think, yeah, it's a heavy song to just wander into casually. Yeah. It's oh my God, you know, it's challenging. And I think I've always said this, and that is, people will interpret a song through their own prism, Ren, this song will hold a specific meaning for Ren. It's going to hold a specific meaning for me. It's going to hold a specific meaning for you. Sometimes tying a visual aspect, like a music video, to something will sort of bring people together a little bit on the meaning behind something. But a lot of times it's, you sort of reflect yourself. The same thing happened. My first experience with Ren was High Ren. And I noticed when I reacted to it, I put a lot of it through my own prism and about struggling as an artist and feeling like your voice doesn't matter and, your opinion doesn't matter. Feeling good after treatment, was killing off his sick boy. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless on that one. I think that's the kind of thing I would have to come back to and really get the feel for. I mean, obviously there's really creative turns of phrase. There's really creative visual aspects in the clip. And it's enjoyable, but I'm not sure I get it yet. I think it's the kind of thing that I have to absorb over time. Like sometimes with Ren, there's a whole, it's like an onion. There's so many layers of deeper meaning, but on the first viewing, you're literally led along by the hand, and you're sort of like, it's pretty easy to come to terms with the story, right? Or what Ren's trying to say. Then other times it's a little bit more esoteric. It's a little bit more, you figure it out. It's part of your personal journey to connect with this in your own way and put it through your prism and see how you relate to it. And it's funny, those esoteric sort of more like open concept songs tend to be the ones that people take with them on their own personal journey. Like Jenny and Screech will break your heart. There's no two ways about it. But sometimes songs about pain and suffering and disconnection and, self-confidence and things, people will put that through their own lens and they'll say, wow, he gets me. And you know what? He may have been talking about something completely different, but for you, it speaks to you and it resonates with you because of your struggles in your life. And this is one of those. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those songs that a lot of really hardcore Ren fans take with them, because it's a little bit more open to interpretation, I think is what I'm trying to get at. There was something I wanted to jump back. Julia and Primal collab. You know what? That was going to happen. Just before I turn off, I've been on here nearly an hour. This was supposed to be just a test run, but just as far as Julia goes, one of the reasons we connected was originally I was going to film a documentary about getting my voice back. I used to have a reasonably good voice. I've never been an exceptional singer, but I used to have a reasonably good voice, and I used to have a pretty impressive head voice, or like falsetto, a lot of people would say. Like, you think about 80s singers and their ability to sort of, really high and powerful and stuff like that. That used to be a lot easier for me. And then, one time I got sick, it never really bounced back. And then for years of not practicing and also getting older and things like that, that sort of went away and I lost a lot of my range. I can sing probably as good as anyone else who's as average a singer as I am now. But the extra kick up in my range used to make me a little bit more exceptional as far as like people go, holy shit, wow, okay. As someone who I think I'm more of, I'm definitely not a tenor, but I could easily hit tenor notes back in the day, right? And so anyway, I was like, you know what, this is an interesting journey. I'll document me sort of going and getting singing lessons. I'll talk to, I actually have the video somewhere on my computer. I went to one of the foremost vocal throat specialists and I got scoped. And so I've got the video of my larynx and everything, much like you'll see on Elizabeth's channel, looking into vocal cords and things like that of famous singers. And so I was going to put all that together, and Julia's role in it, we discussed, I was going to fly up to Brisbane because I'm from Sydney. She's, about 1,000 kilometers away up in Brisbane. And I was going to do 1 or 2 vocal lessons with her as a coach, because I thought it would be interesting for fans rather than me just hiring some random person. I could go, it could be that collab that people, talked about. And also while we were there, maybe we could shoot some reactions and things like that. And I was going to do that. And then, for whatever reason, that sort of, it never fell apart. It just sort of fell by the wayside and disappeared from my scheduling because I got really busy with other projects and stuff like that. So, I mean, maybe I'll pull the footage out at some point and I'll get back into it. But, it'd be good to sort of for one, just to get my voice sorted again, because it'd be way more useful to have a more impressive register up there, and to focus on singing. You know, there's a lot of control and pitch issues that I'd need to address if I really wanted to. Like, I can do a reasonable vocal. I do a lot of backing vocals in the projects that I do, and that's fine. And I do the occasional main vocal, but you know what? It takes me a few takes and stuff, because my goal isn't to be a singer, you know? So it's kind of a secondary thought process, but yeah. But anyway, maybe, you know, I'll check into that at some point. I've got the footage from the specialist and stuff, and maybe I'll talk to Julia again and we'll look into it. But at this point, you know, I'm really just happy to be in the new studio space. I can start making reactions again as time presents itself to me. I've still got so many music projects to finish and get out there. I'm working on a project called Violet Sage. We've got maybe 5 or 6 songs in various stages of production. I'm really keen to sort of get them out there. 2 female vocalists. But, you know, we'll look into that, and I'll start sort of promoting that as the time gets closer to release. But anyway, guys, I've been on here way too long. Thanks again for checking it out. I hope you like the new space. Obviously, I've got some kinks to work out. And, you know, I might make this a regular thing. You guys have been great. Thank you. Stay primal. I'll catch you on the next one.